What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? My name is Brady McGrath, and as always, I am joined with Bobby McBroom and Cam Garrity. Bobby, how are we doing today?
Well, I am very thankful. You know why I'm thankful?
Why are you thankful?
This podcast is brought to you by Sunnyside Sports and more. Get your autographs, collections, and more at Sunnyside. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Attaboy, Bobby.
What an ad read. Attaboy. Bobby just got over his fear of ad reads, guys.
I did.
Everybody give him a round of
Perfect.
applause. Round of applause
Hey,
for Bob.
hey,
There it is.
Cameron. Listen, Cameron.
Cam, Cam, how are you doing today?
Cameron.
We're off to a hot start.
roly poly.
Roly poly?
Yeah.
What's
Like
up
that-
with
like that
you and
old show?
Round? I don't get it.
How many times are you gonna ask this? You asked this
Yeah.
last episode too. Come on.
You asked us the past two episodes, actually.
Yeah, he did.
Well, Bob,
I just
Bobby,
want to.
Bobby, I have
I
a
just.
question. Bobby,
wait.
We don't body shame on this podcast.
I'm not body shaming anyone. I'm
body
just
shaming
asking.
It's
Cam?
called
No, I would
hashtag
never.
Dad Bod season.
Yeah,
so
what's going on, Bobby? Are you body shaming Cam?
No, never.
wait, before we get into opening thoughts, just want to let everybody know we are on YouTube and anywhere you are listening to podcasts. So please follow us or subscribe wherever you are, and everywhere at 40 Dads Podcast on social media and 40rdads.com if you want to actually look at some of our blog posts. And all of these links, including our merch, will be in the description as well. Go ahead. Opening thoughts.
All right. Well,
Let's hear it.
I'm gonna start.
All right.
because
Okay.
Going off
That was quick.
of what Bobby gave us on that excellent ad read for Sunnyside Sports and more.
And more.
The 40-yard dads are officially on the board.
Yep.
Look at that. I took home a nice signed, JSA approved DJ Moore jersey of the Carolina Panthers.
Oh,
The kid's
yeah.
an absolute stud.
You gonna
in the
wear
next
that, or are
few-
you just gonna frame
No,
it?
no, I'm gonna frame it. 100% gonna
Yeah.
frame it.
Why would you wear that?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'd wear it like once. Just,
but it's signed.
yeah, I know. You wear it
What the hell
once.
is wrong with you?
You wear it
No,
once.
no,
Yeah.
don't wear it once.
Have-
Yep.
No,
want
you don't.
drugs?
It's to
I
put
have-
the juju
no.
in it. Good juju. You gotta wear it once. Keep it clean,
but
and then put it in a case.
But what does the good juju have to do with DJ Moore? I don't care about that.
Oh, I don't
guy.
know. Not for him, but I don't know. If it's a good player you like, I would say. good
Yeah,
juju.
fair enough. But I like DJ Moore. I think in a few years, well, not even just a few years. I think within the next coming years,
He needs a quarterback.
he's gonna be that leading guy in Carolina. Right now, they do have Robbie Anderson. He is lighting the league up right now. But they both right now are the most yards combined for starting wide receivers. So, and a duo
Wow.
buzzing.
So I'm gonna say my opening statement. It's a little bit different today. It's a little bit more personal. We're getting personal now.
Ooh, personal.
But as you guys know, I'm applying for master's programs now,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and I've been reflecting on life, I guess, because that's what we do right now. In COVID, we all are reflecting. What'd you just say? Anyway, you're ruining the moment, Cam. Win. So what I was saying was, I was gonna say we should all just be thankful, like legit, for each other in this time and like this podcast and what it's becoming, and the
Fuck yeah.
den. We have
You're
a
gonna, you're gonna
den.
make me cry, dude.
Fuck
I'm,
yeah,
just,
Bob.
I'm being
Oh,
honest.
yeah.
I'm being honest. man.
Wow.
That was-
Holy
So-
shit. You know what that
Wow.
deserves, Bob? You know what that
A beer.
deserves, Bob? Yeah.
I knew it.
That deserves a beer crack right there if I've ever seen one.
Yes.
Hell
it does.
yeah.
I'll
So
drink to
Beat that shit, Cam. Jesus.
I'm not gonna beat that, but I am
Well-
going to.
Beat meat.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
there's a lot of that going on in
I-
this episode. What
I
is going
am
on?
gonna start off with an actual sports take.
Fair enough.
And
I hope so. I hope one of us did. I really hope one of us did.
It is that the New England Patriots will come ahead in this game this week, and I'm going to give you two reasons why.
All right.
The Patriots offense is starting to click again. And look, Cam Newton before, I know he had those bad weeks, but I kind of blame that on the lack of practice in COVID and trying to learn the playbook on the fly. He's finally back in practicing full weeks. He looked a lot better in this past game. Granted, it was against the Jets, but he did look a lot better.
Wide
commanding-
receivers finally got open.
commanding the offense, right? And number two, the Ravens have been saying that all of the opposing defenses are figuring out their plays, and it looks like the league has an answer for Lamar Jackson this year. And
Yeah,
he
you
has
make him throw the ball.
and he has not been anywhere near as good as he was last year. I mean, he's still a middle of the pack. He's still a pretty good quarterback, but I think with that being said, and the fact that you're making him throw the ball, with the Patriots secondary against those receivers that aren't, they're not really great route runners. They're just kind of get down the field and, they basically take the safety and cornerback and get them all the way down the field so Lamar can run. And that's what they're doing. So I think the Patriots, especially because they have so many people, so many defensive backs that are good, they're going to hold those wide receivers there. They'll probably stack the box with Phillips, right? Get some guys in there, and I think it will be a little bit harder for Lamar Jackson to actually do anything. And I think the Patriots, against that defense, is a good defense. I think it's going to be a good matchup, and I think it's not as far away as people think it's going to be this week.
I think it's going to be a real interesting game.
Do you think, say the Patriots pull this out, no matter how they pull it out, do you think that would give them back into the talk of playoffs?
They realistically could go 6-2 the rest of the year, catch fire, and Cam Newton could be your quarterback next year, at least as another stopgap guy. Because you have to think, if they learn the offense and he comes back and leads this team to 6-2 the rest of the year, they go 9-7, maybe squeak in as a wild card, right?
Yep.
We use that first round pick on a quarterback, maybe Zach Wilson. Somebody falls in the 30s.
Big Zach Wilson podcast, we love
right?
him.
Could
We
be
love
Zach Wilson, could be
BYU.
Trask, whoever it is. At the end of that first round, they draft that kid. They let Cam Newton develop that kid for 1 year, and then they move to the kid year 3. Yeah, I mean,
I would agree with you if Wilson wasn't playing lights out right now. And that
but the
team
thing
wasn't
is, a
playing
lot of
lights
teams
out.
actually have issues with his strength of schedule and the teams that they're playing. So he could actually slip a little bit.
That's one thing that scares me about him. But then you also have to think about it this way, too. If they're going to talk about his strength of schedule, then they shouldn't be putting Trey Lance ahead of him.
No, 100%. I don't even think Trey Lance has looked that good, to be honest.
Not this year. He's only played in like 2 games, I think.
Right, but the games
COVID,
that we've
is
seen,
that why?
Yeah, and then he just forwent the season and said he was going to go to the draft, which is like he played 1 year.
I think he'll slip.
I think it's going to be like, you want to know what I think it's going to be like? Not as high as a draft pick, but it's another Mitch Trubisky situation.
Yeah.
He played 1 full season, had a lot of high upside, did a lot of amazing things on a lesser team.
Yep.
Like not like a top crazy team, but did enough that got people's eyes.
Right.
And that is what's going to get him a top 15 draft spot, top 10 draft spot. But do I think he's going to succeed? I hope so.
To be honest with you,
it's interesting.
The NFL draft as itself, I don't think there's going to be many teams that are willing to, like, they're going to take the chance. They're going to obviously go after Lawrence and Fields, but they're not going to take the chance on Trey Lance. I think someone like Zach Wilson, even Mac Jones, I think could get picked before.
I think that's a safer bet than Trey Lance, but I think Trey Lance is still going to go in the first round.
I think he still will. I just think it might not be in the top 5 like people are assuming.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Like, I could see him going 12. He could still go, high lottery. I just don't think it's going to be something where it's, Trevor Lawrence, Fields, Lance. It's like bang, bang, bang. Teams that need a quarterback are just going to draft it. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think people are going to be hesitant, and they're like, well, Micah Parsons is here. We need help on defense. Let's draft him instead. We're going to go with the safer pick and not make sure we draft a bust. Like, you don't want to be that team that drafts the only quarterback that wasn't good. You don't want to be the Mitch Trubisky and the Patrick Mahomes draft. You don't want that.
I agree. I see that 100%. I get that.
And I think that could be Lance. I think he could be the Trubisky in this draft, and I think
I think that's his best comparison right now because that's what it's looking like.
Right.
Because Trubisky lit up North Carolina, right? North Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah, NC State.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Oh, wait,
North
just
Carolina.
UNC.
Tar Heels.
UNC, you went to Tar Heels. Yeah, he lit it up. He was unreal. I remember when he got drafted, freaking Bears fans were like ripping their
Hated
jerseys
it.
off.
Oh,
They
you
were-
meant Trubisky. I thought you were talking about Trey Lance.
No,
And
he
he's
went
North Dakota.
Dakota State.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the confusion.
What do you guys think about the Oklahoma quarterback? I know there's a lot of
No.
I think he's a fraud. I think
yeah.
I
That's
think
what
I don't even think he's a good college quarterback. I don't like him.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's that good. I mean, he came in with all of this. The reason why Spencer Rattler came in with such like a love of force, like they're like, this guy is gonna be great, is because of Baker, Kyler Murray, and Jalen Hurts. Those three are the reason why they thought Spencer Rattler was gonna be good, because they were like,
that's true.
Lincoln Riley knows the fuck he's doing.
But I mean,
like
if you look at it with that, right?
Oh,
like
he does,
you look at Baker, right? Best you get in the NFL. Middle of the pack, right? Kyler Murray looks like a top half of the quarterback, right?
Hopefully.
But like you look at those other quarterbacks, right? And that doesn't mean it always translates, right, to the NFL. And I think that style of quarterback isn't something that a lot of, like Jalen Hurts obviously hasn't had a chance yet, but still.
Did you know Baker Mayfield has less passing yards than Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, I mean, Dak threw like 400 in like 4 straight games to like bring them
played
back.
4 games.
I know, but like that's what I mean. Like every.
I just
game.
think
Baker bad.
Moving forward, I think
Russell
Russell Wilson's going to be that prototype for Kyler Murray and guys moving forward, right? Because we've seen that. Wilson had a bad week. We get it. Tom Brady had a bad week. Tom Brady had a terrible week.
Tom Brady had a horrible week. And that's why I think that Tom Brady is going to physically I'm going to keep this as lightly as possible. Tom Brady is going to hate fuck the Carolina Panthers. And that's being nice.
So Brady, real quick, these are his yard totals before he got hurt. He played in 5 games. 266 against the Rams, 450 against the Falcons, 472 against the Seahawks, and 502 against the Browns.
Yep. And then he got hurt.
And then he had 166 before he got hurt.
That's such a disappointment.
Speaking of that, I know we're not talking about football right away because we want to move to NBA. I make a quick point before we get to NBA. Dak Prescott could be available in the offseason.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw, but I did see that the GM for the Cowboys did say that they plan on having McCarthy and Dak back next year. So how they're going to get Dak back, though, is the issue.
They plan on it, but if a team like, say, the Patriots makes a offer you can't refuse type deal.
Listen, Dak. Don't worry, Bill's.
Mr. Bill, let's just wait.
Bill. He was only a 4th rounder.
Guys, don't worry. Bill's here. Listen, Dak. So what's gonna happen here is, you saw what we did to Cam Newton, right? Maybe we'll give you a little bit more. We're gonna, because you can throw the ball a little better, right? So we're gonna give you about $2 million. It's only gonna be about $1 million of it guaranteed, though. So what's gonna happen? I know you wanted 30, but this is gonna be a big prove it year because your ankle fell off and you tried to put it back on. It was pretty depressing to watch. So you're gonna be better with that. So we're just gonna give you whatever we're gonna give you. You're gonna take it. You're gonna come here and you're gonna throw to guys that were filling up our water coolers 5 minutes ago. Thank you.
So
Thanks,
with
Bill.
that,
No problem.
Thanks, Bill. We're gonna move over to the NBA because
Brad Stevens.
Yes, sir.
What's your best? Wait, let's hear your best Brad Stevens right now.
Gee Willikers.
How do you feel about Gordon Hayward, Brad?
Oh, Gordon's a great guy.
It's gonna
really
be really
like
disappointing. We gotta. We're
ball.
gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this. And Gordon,
we just got to be better at passing the ball,
yeah, for real. That's literally all he ever says.
Yeah.
If you ever if you pay attention to a Brad
That
Stevens
and defense,
interview,
that and defense.
it's we have to pass and we got to play defense better. It's like just the normal Cardinals of basketball. Brad Stevens just hammers those in the post game and halftime interviews.
That's like Belichick being like, we just got to get first downs. We get first downs and we score points. We'll win the game.
Check.
I don't tell you.
Yeah. So the reason I want to talk about
We're on to
Celtics is
Cincinnati.
because we have a couple of the draft is in a week, by the way. But we have a couple of rumors that are kind of realistic. So I'm going to start off with I'm going to read all of these for you guys, right, real quick, and then we'll go and talk about them. I'm going to go with the most realistic, in my opinion, and then we're going to end off with the one that's probably most likely not to happen. So the most realistic one right now is there is an actual report out there that the Celtics and the Pacers are engaging in talks with Gordon Hayward and the 14th overall pick for Myles Turner. And what that would entail is Gordon Hayward would have to opt out. We'd have to give him $20 million per. He wouldn't be making his full salary, so it can match Myles Turner, and that would be the trade. So they get Gordon at a less deal. They'd swap him for Myles Turner because I don't think he's happy there, and they really like Gordon, and they get the 14th pick to where they could, see if they can grab somebody in that area.
If they can possibly, grab a center out of that.
Right. And then the next one is there is a straight up rumor of the Celtics packaging up their draft picks to move up to get a pick and trade for Drew Holiday, which would be our point guard. I've seen some rumors of Kemba for Drew. Straight up, I don't agree with that. I don't think that will happen. I'll tell you why in a second.
Kemba is fantastic. I mean, he didn't shoot the ball very well moving.
But it's not even skill wise. The reason
every single people struggled in the bubble.
Right. What? I don't even think it's skill.
Okay.
The reason what I'm saying is I don't even think it's skill. No. The reason they won't do it is because this is the signal it sends. You trade Gordon Hayward and Kemba Walker, the two most recent free agents to come to your team. Any free agent that is that B+, A- type level of a player is not going to want to come to Boston when you want to sign somebody in the future, because they're going to be like Al Horford left, Kyrie left, Gordon Hayward left, Kemba left. You got rid of all these guys. Why do I want to come and waste my career in Boston? So I think you can't trade Kemba for that reason. Gordon, I think you have a little bit of scapegoat there. Be like, look, it didn't work out. He was always injured. He needs a fresh start. Right. And we needed a center. We have too many small forwards. Like, you can say something like that. The next trade
is an understatement.
The next trade idea, there's two more, is that the Celtics are literally just looking to trade their draft picks and move up to get a better draft pick to trade the 3, because Danny Ainge has already come out and said he does not want to go into the season with 4 more rookies. He wants to start getting rid of some of these young players and assets and start drafting based on need. And then the last one is potential trades for Marcus Smart. There was reports back in September which the Golden State Warriors want to give up the 2nd pick for Marcus Smart. And the reason I'm saying that, and people don't believe me, is that the Golden State Warriors are still a winning team. The only reason they're at this spot is because of injuries. They want to add a guy like Marcus Smart to their playoff run. They have Wiggins, right? They have some of these guys that they can actually go into next season and still have a winning team and possibly win a championship with Marcus Smart coming off the bench, giving Steph Curry some minutes, right, off the bench, and that way obviously saving their best players. So they offered that up. It's not Celtics fandoms creating this idea that they want it. The Warriors have literally offered. There's rumors out there that they want that. If that's the case, if that's still on the table, take that trade every single day of the week. I think the Celtics need to get rid of one of Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, or Jason Tatum. They're not getting rid of Jason Tatum. And it's got to be either Jaylen Brown or Marcus Smart. And if you're getting rid of Jaylen Brown, you better be getting somebody like a Russell Westbrook or a James Harden in return.
No.
I agree.
No, you are getting rid of Marcus Smart because Jaylen Brown,
they don't work together.
At times, is a better player than Jason Tatum.
And
the two of them work very well together.
And I think that, it would be a shame to, it would suck, because we talked about this last time about how it's, we talked about like getting rid of Stephon Gilmore and getting rid of all these things. Yeah. It's not as much about being a fan. You gotta move forward sometimes. And
you can't have the pink hats on, right? Or the Reds, where you're like the Red Sox and like, Bob, I know you're gonna hate this. The Bruins signing all of their players year after year. We love them, right? Like you sometimes you have to move on from guys.
Hey, they did it. They got rid of Krug.
I know, but you got to move on from like
still
guys.
Have Chara,
right?
That needs to go. He needs to coach. Can he coach? Can we just stop? Zdeno Chara, stop playing and go coach. Coach these guys.
But you need that.
Coach Charlie McAvoy.
You need to take the pink hats off and like understand that, like, yes, we like this player. Yes, he has value. But in order to get to the ultimate place, like when we got Kevin Garnett, we had to get rid of Al Jefferson, who was a pretty good center that everybody liked, and he was a young prospect. But you needed to get rid of him in order to get Kevin Garnett. Right? Facts. Everybody loved Jeff Green. We needed to get rid of him to get Ray Allen. Right? And like sometimes it doesn't pan out for the other team and their career doesn't go anywhere. Like you look at some of these teams like, oh my God, I can't believe we gave up the 1st overall pick, right? When we had Markelle Fultz, right? Look what his career has become. We got Jason Tatum. Like the team knew it was like, could we have taken Jason Tatum 1st overall? Sure. But this is what turned into getting all of these draft picks and putting them to right. Sometimes you got to make the deals. It sucks, right? You got to trade the
Agree.
The
Gilmore.
Red Sox
you have
got
to
rid
trade
of
the Smart.
Nomar Garcia Parra.
Right. You have to trade those guys in order to win
The
a
guy.
championship. Would you rather stand pat with your team that you like, right? And you like all these guys and be a cute little team that makes it to the Eastern Conference Finals every year? Or would you rather swallow
go
the
out,
hard pill, trade the player, and win a championship?
get pieces to
Right.
go win a championship? Exactly.
I'd rather that.
We have way too many guards. And I was
The
looking
Celtics
at
fans love everybody on the roster. That's the way it is. They love every single player on this roster. And look, if I'm the Celtics, it should be we're not trading Kemba because of the free agent thing. We don't want free agents not to come here, and we're not trading Tatum. Anybody
And he's
else
a
for the
great
right price
baller.
is available. That's how it should be.
I
Even
would
Jaylen
I would
Brown.
still keep Jaylen Brown off that because
But if you're getting someone like Westbrook or Harden or like an actual center, like I know he's not available, but like Cat. Or there's been rumors of Giannis getting out of Milwaukee. Like, if it takes, like, Jaylen... Obviously, it's going to take way more than Jaylen Brown to get some of these players. But if you have to get rid of Jaylen Brown to get one of those players, you have to.
You have to do it.
You know, you can't just say, oh, well, we'll give you Romeo Langford and Grant Williams. Like, does that work? And be like, no, you want, like, Kent Bazemore for that? Like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like, what?
You can literally
Tackle
get bums. You can get bums for bums. Like,
Yeah.
Or
And the
you
NBA
can
and the NBA
trade,
is a talent
You can
league.
trade pieces. You can trade pieces and get more. Like it's
And the NBA is a talent league more than any league in the entire like sports world. You need talent more than anything. Like in football, hockey, and even baseball, you can argue that coaching and like, you know, having that little money ball aspect, like getting the valuable pieces, like role players actually helps your team. It does not help you in the NBA.
Adam Vinatieri.
You literally have like a 6-man team. You might have like a 7th or 8th guy that give you some minutes, and like other than that, everybody else is useless.
Yeah.
They're there for trade pieces and like literally to make the 15-man roster and give you salary cap. That's what they're there for. Like, that's all it is. And I
100%.
think people don't realize that in the NBA.
Do you guys think, like, how legit do you think Giannis would be coming here? Like, how legit do you think they can make that happen? Say, getting rid of Jaylen Brown.
That would take Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Romeo Langford, all of our draft picks, probably Robert Williams.
I'd take it.
I would too. I'm not saying I would. If you make that trade and you give up everybody except
Do you think
Tatum,
Gordon Hayward would stay? Do you think he'd be
in
here
that
still?
scenario, no. I mean,
No.
I mean, maybe it depends. Like if you're getting
Because you don't trade Kemba, right? And you get rid of Jaylen Brown and all those other guys. Why would you need to get rid of Hayward?
well, because you'd have Tatum, Giannis. You'd probably have Tice as your center.
Hayward can stay off the bench, you know. If you wanted to.
You could also put Tatum as like a big shooting guard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and
that's
put, and
true.
put Hayward out there.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I'm not ruling out Hayward being here, but I mean, like obviously
I'm just giving
Giannis
you
is like.
different
I think
scenarios.
that's the least likely to happen. The most likely thing I see happening is actually the Myles Turner trade. We've been linked to him since like last trade. deadline.
that was like he's always been in the Celtics' mouths like recently.
Always.
Yeah.
Like he's really been around it, and I would not mind that at all. I really do like Myles Turner as a player. He has like as a center,
and he's only 24 too. Like he's not.
Yeah,
He's not like an old like.
What would we have to get rid
27-year-old.
of?
The
like,
trade right now that's rumored is Gordon Hayward on the 14th pick.
Yeah, and I would
That's
take
fine.
that in a
I
heartbeat.
100% take that.
Because of all the drafts that I've been seeing right now, they're saying like the Celtics are gonna go after like Cole Anthony if he slips. Like
So
I don't want another point guard. Like,
So there's also a rumor that if the Celtics give all of those draft picks, Gordon Hayward, and like Romeo Langford, they'd also get Victor Oladipo with Myles Turner.
that would be a nut.
Yeah,
I would, and then you would get Oladipo along with Myles Turner, both having a combo with each other,
yeah. You put Smart on the bench.
throwing.
Tatum in there.
But the thing is regardless, I think the best trade, it makes sense to get someone like Myles Turner, right? Can stretch the floor, can score, play defense, right? Can score and play defense. But the biggest thing with
100%.
someone like Myles Turner is you get rid of Gordon Hayward, right? Where that's a huge need of getting rid of one of those three, and obviously you're not going to get rid of the 2 young guys you drafted.
Boys, I just got some. I'm not sure if you can see it, but that right there is a 40-yard dunk shirt
Oh yeah,
right there from the one and only Luke Hodgkins.
Love it.
Thank you very much, sir.
I love
We
it.
appreciate that. Yeah,
Thanks for
Nice.
buying that. But yeah, so what I was saying is like Myles Turner, you get Gordon Hayward, you get him gone. Like I feel like that kind of kills two birds with one stone. Like you get rid of that 14th pick, whatever, right?
Whatever.
Fine. If we want to take some like scrub small forward on their bench and like give them the other 2 first-round picks and take Myles Turner and some scorer, that's fine because the Celtics still need to get somebody in the offseason to score, and I think that really helps you. Get rid of Hayward, right? He doesn't want to be here, doesn't fit, doesn't have a role. You bring in somebody like Myles Turner who you need.
yeah.
I think it's a perfect trade for both
I would
sides
love
too.
that. I would love it. I think the Celtics are a piece away, and I genuinely mean that. That's not even me being a Celtics
They've
fan.
been-
No, I mean they were. If they had put it this way, if they
2 years
had
they've been a
Myles
piece
Turner
away.
in that game, they would have been in the finals.
Yeah, exactly. If they have somebody that could match up physically with Bam, then that series was a win.
And Myles
You know
Turner,
what
like I
mean?
said, is 24 and he can be molded.
he could.
to
The
still
boy
have-
could
he's-
shoot.
He's not even in his prime.
Exactly, and the
Like-
boy can shoot.
You know.
As a center, he can pull up from 3. And
Wait,
just
what can he do?
drain.
What can he do, Brady?
He can shoot.
So I'm just curious.
Shoot or
What?
shoot?
So his career 3-point percentage is 35.7.
I'll take that for a center.
And then his field goal percentage is about 48.8. 76.8% free throws. And then right now he's averaging about 12.7 and 6.7. I'm trying to see his minutes per game he hasn't had more than about 31 minutes.
Yeah, you never, because it's usually who's the other guy they have over there
Um,
on the Pacers?
oh my God, I'm forgetting his name.
Big tall white guy.
Is it no, I'm gonna
Domantas
remember.
Sabonis.
Yes.
And they also drafted Bidazzi.
So
So-
they want to get rid of him, basically. They don't need him. The Pacers.
They don't need him. They got Badazzi. What was Badazzi's pick?
He was I think he was
It
in the
was
first
last
round.
year, right? Yeah, he was 18. So
Yeah.
pick 18.
Because there was that picture of all the people surrounded by Zion,
yeah.
and then there was nobody at Bidazzi's thing, and Dwayne Wade was like, use this as fuel, and then it's like he barely played at all, and someone's like, yeah, he didn't use shit, Dwayne.
Yeah. He played 8.7 minutes. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing with this team, right? Like their starting 5 right now is Oladipo, it's Myles Turner, Malcolm Brogdon, Sabonis, and I want to say TJ Warren was getting minutes.
TJ Warren lit up the bubble.
He had, yeah, well, I mean, like, I'm saying before that, I think, what did he have, 32 minutes? Yeah, he had 32 minutes, okay. I didn't know if he was sharing it with Doug McBuckets, because I know he was
Doug
McBuckets was getting like 20 minutes a game, too, so.
Love that.
Do you guys think Van Vliet? I can't even say his name.
Honestly, I think he deserves to go to a team that's
Yeah.
going to pay him a lot
Well,
of
yeah,
money.
he said that. He said, I won my
He said
ring.
it straight up.
Yeah.
He goes, I won my ring. Now I'm going to go play for what I'm worth. And I agree with that completely. So it doesn't matter what team he's going to go to. I feel like Van Fleet can go to a team and
Make him a playoff team.
now not make them a playoff team right away.
Add some scoring on the bench for him, at least.
But I'm saying kind of give that kind of like that Jimmy Butler in Miami effect.
Yeah.
I feel like putting someone like Van Fleet in there and then being like, look, I'm going to fucking ball out if you guys are going to ball out with me.
Yeah.
And that's what Jimmy Butler did, and it worked out.
So
Yeah. And he's got the same mentality for that whole like
my
ball out with me, dog.
My
kinda-
question for you
Send
guys.
Van Fleet to Portland.
wow.
Send that man to Portland.
him and
Some-
D-Lil.
Him and Dame Dollar.
Damn.
And
You
McCollum.
know what's crazy? I would even make McCollum come off the bench.
I would. You get scoring.
You get
off the bench.
McCollum coming off the bench with Dame Dollar and Van Fleet setting that up. Woo!
So my question for you guys, really quick, because I know we skimmed over this a little bit, because it was one of the things on my list. I actually didn't read it. I just wrote down James Wiseman. Now, my thing is for the Celtics, we have the 14th, 26th, and 30th. In my opinion, I think that could get them like maybe to 8th, right?
Yeah, he's gonna go in the top 3 without a doubt.
Do you think, right? So obviously, I think Minnesota has basically made it clear that they want LaMelo at number 1. Do you think and if the Warriors don't make a trade, right? If they don't trade out of that pick, they're going to take James Wiseman. It makes the most sense.
I don't know.
I think it makes the most sense for them. I mean, like, are they going to draft because at number 3 you got Charlotte. So this is my point. Yeah, let's say it goes LaMelo and James Wiseman, right?
I think it really depends if the Celtics actually pull up on that Marcus Smart thing.
Yeah, so my thing now is I think the price has gone up. I think what's going to happen is I talked about this in the den. I said that was the offer before. I couldn't really articulate what I was trying to say, but I think with the Celtics, I think if that number 2 pick I think they're going to say, hey, all right, let's say we do the trade for Myles Turner, right? Right, and it's Gordon in the 14th. Do you think Marcus Smart, the 26th and 30th, is enough for number 2? They still get 2 guys in the first round. I know it's like basically like nothing. You don't really get anything at that level. Mm-hmm. But do you think that's the case? Or maybe it's Marcus Smart, Langford, and one of those picks? Or both of those picks? Is that enough for number 2 when we go up and we still take Wiseman with Myles Turner? Because you could go Myles Turner and Wiseman at the 4 and 5, have
and
Tatum and Brown at the 2 and 3 because you don't have Smart anymore and Kemba. Yeah. You'd have a bigger lineup.
And then do you think what's the other guy that was going to be in that trade? The Pacers trade. Maybe.
Oh,
yeah,
Oladipo, but I don't. You wouldn't do that if So that's the thing. The Celtics have to be careful with these trades. It's like you can make a trade, but if there's like the Celtics right now need to buy and they need to add to this team. Like they need to start trading in these pieces.
Yeah.
So whatever route allows them to trade the most amount of their pieces and get the most players in return, I think is the route they need to take.
Do you think one of the Williams needs to go, either Grant or Robert?
It really depends. It really
right now, no.
If you get Myles Turner, I say you get rid of Grant Williams.
I agree.
Okay.
If you don't get Myles Turner and you draft someone like James Wiseman, you let them battle it out for the center position.
At least sending out Grant Williams, at least giving him to a team that could try to play him a little bit more.
Yeah.
And let him evolve a little bit more.
Him. Like, he was fun to watch.
I like him defensively.
Oh yeah, he made that team better.
He's like the Glenn Davis of this team.
Yeah. I love him.
He gives energy. He's an energy guy.
One of my friends absolutely despises Grant Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I've decided that for his birthday, I'm buying him a Grant Williams jersey.
Awesome.
Like an official Grant Williams jersey, like a very nice Grant Williams jersey. And
Make him wear it.
And I'm going to ask him to wear it on certain occasions.
I am going to open up the NBA rumors because I want to see some of these other things for other teams.
Dude,
because
I'm excited for this draft because what I've seen, like the top 5 picks are all interchangeable. Like everybody's in the top 5 right now. I don't see them slipping. I don't see them falling out of the top 5. Like it's going to be LaMelo, Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman, of DJ from Israel, and then Obi Toppin. Those are the top 5 people in no particular order. They're all going to be in the top 5.
Who has the first pick?
The
first pick, Timberwolves.
And they're looking like they're going to take LaMelo.
So, before you say that, so this is the official rumor that I read from earlier today. I have it pulled up from Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer. This is the Celtics are looking to trade 14, 26, and 30 to move up to number 6, which they would then flip to acquire Drew Holiday. The Celtics would need to send the 6th pick and either Kemba Walker or Gordon Hayward and get some other players in return with Drew Holiday.
I would love that. I love Drew Holiday. I would love watching him play.
I would keep Kemba,
but see, this is my question, though, is this kind of rumor is great. I like Drew Holiday. I've liked him for a while, right? But why does it make sense when we need a center and we need help down low and bench scoring to go out and get another guard, another wing?
Exactly.
That's what I was confused about today.
And then you go down and you look at, like, I think this Myles Turner rumor is the most serious, and I think it's the one that's going to happen. And I honestly think the Drew Holiday rumor, I think that was sent out by Danny Ainge to literally put pressure on the Pacers to be like, look, if you don't do this, we're moving our picks up to the 6th, and you won't get.
People talk their shit about Danny Ainge, but he's a lot smarter than people think.
Well, I mean,
He
dude, look at
wanted
the
Tyler
trades he made.
Hero, and look what happened.
Yep.
But the
He
thing
got
is,
taken out of spite.
yeah, he literally got taken out of spite. But that's the thing that people don't get is, like,
Man's a
some of
stud.
these rumors, you have to think, are smoke and mirrors so that Danny Ainge can actually make the trades that he wants. Like, this could be like a flare to Indiana and be like, look, it's Gordon in the 14th, or we're going to just go get Drew, and you're stuck with Myles Turner, and you don't get an extra pick in this draft.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, that
Because
works.
what does
And I
Indiana
think that'll
have?
get it. What?
Indiana. I'm trying to look at what Indiana's pick is. Because
Indiana,
I'm trying to make the case for Indiana of why they would want 14.
they don't even have a first round pick.
Do they not?
Nope.
Are you,
They
are
do
you
not.
sure?
I'm looking at it.
You're looking at it? Okay. Because
They
I'm
don't
like,
have a first round pick.
so
When's that first pick?
like they
The
would
second round. When?
they would get a 14th. They would get the 14th overall. Now another situation is this: could the Celtics say that they want Drew, right? Move up to, say, pick 6, right? Because that's what people think is going to happen to the Hawks. You trade 14, 26, and 30 to the Hawks. Now let's say the Celtics say, all right, instead of we're going to give you the 6th in Hayward now, right? Maybe that could be another situation for them just to get the Pacers. Like, that's what I think is, say, all right, we're going to give you Hayward, Langford, and the 6th pick. You're going to give us Oladipo and Myles Turner, right? I don't know about cap space. Like, they'd probably have to throw some other people in there.
And I feel
Let's do that. I'm
giving
gonna do
that,
NBA trade machine.
and I feel like giving that 14th pick to the Pacers can definitely set them up to, draft somebody solid in that spot that could replace Myles Turner. I'm
Right.
looking at someone like a Sadiq Bey or a Jalen
But what if
Smith,
we trade them? What if we give them
or even
the 6th? Like, what if we trade up for the 6th and then flip it to Indiana instead of New Orleans?
Then I mean that would be even better. I mean,
Like, if
for
you can
them,
get
at
it, like,
least.
all right. So I'm gonna do the NBA trade machine here. So we're gonna acquire Oladipo and Myles Turner,
Put it in the machine. Beep, beep, beep,
Gordon
beep, 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 beep.
Hayward, and who else?
Have it up on your screen right now, or you...
No, it's not on my screen. I'm just
Oh.
doing it. So Gordon Hayward. Let's see. Does this work? All right. So a successful trade, right?
Because it would.
Let's
would
hear
work.
how
And
this
then the
works.
Celtics
Right?
would win everything.
Let's hear about this trade. So you trade the 6th pick, Gordon Hayward and Marcus Smart for Oladipo and Myles Turner. The cap space would work, and you'd have Kemba, Oladipo, right? Who Oladipo's a good two-way player too. So
God.
you don't look.
I
Then
just
you have,
love that. I
Then
love
you
that
have
combo.
Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and then you would have Myles Turner as your center.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And then on the bench, let's see.
Daniel Tice,
Say they
Robert
don't do
Williams.
anything else, right? Like, if they don't even sign anybody else, which I think this would give them about, they'd have like maybe $2 million in cap room, so they'd have like a veteran exception, but you would still have Daniel Tice, Enes Kanter if you want to keep him, Romeo Langford, Grant Williams, Robert Williams, Semi. You'd have Carson
gone.
Edwards, right?
The Semi Ojeleye experience is over.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
It's
throw him
done.
in there too.
Yeah,
You think
fuck it.
Taco's gonna
Throw
stay
him in there
around?
for cap.
Oh,
I don't even
Taco's
care.
staying around. Taco, I feel like Taco's gonna get some playing time next
He's
year.
got to put some muscle on her. Oh yeah.
That's what he's been doing,
Let's
though.
see
I know,
NBA
I know,
free
he's a-
agents.
That's
I'm gonna look
why.
this up for
See,
us.
here's the thing. That's why I like Taco more than I liked Bol as a center. It's like Bol can shoot, but Bol doesn't have like the body structure to put on muscle.
Yeah.
Taco is a thick boy.
So NBA
Yeah.
free agents. So
He can put that shit on.
So let's say the Celtics make that trade. They get Oladipo, they get Myles Turner, and they have about $5 million to sign somebody in free agency, right?
You signed Kim Garrity.
So obviously you would need a scorer, in my opinion, right? I'm going to give you, we're probably looking at a small forward. Would a all right, I'm just looking based on like money, so I'm like scrolling down a little bit. I wouldn't rule out Rondo coming back at all.
What about I'm looking at free
Wow.
agents too. What about Ron Baker? How'd you feel about
Maybe.
bringing in Ron Baker?
I wouldn't mind Jeff Teague as a backup. I wouldn't mind Carmelo as a backup on the bench for cheap.
Melo. I think Melo's going to be back in Portland.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but I'm just reading it. Chris Dunn, I wouldn't mind. Alex Burks,
The
Alan
PC
Crabb.
kid, bring the PC kid to Boston.
Langston Galloway, wouldn't mind
Chris
it.
Dunn. Chris Dunn was
Langston
a very,
Galloway is a good 3-point shooter too, which we could have off the bench.
Chris Dunn was a very good college.
But like, and then obviously
Yeah,
Serge
he was.
Ibaka has also been rumored to the Celtics as well. I know he's.
That I would absolutely love that.
I know he might be a little bit more expensive, but that's one of those things you do if you can't get Oladipo and Myles Turner. Obviously, it's like a pipe dream to have that happen. But let's say you do that, you could always add Serge Ibaka, right? You could throw someone like Jaylen Brown on that second unit,
Yeah.
have Myles Turner and Ibaka. Oh my God,
That would be beautiful.
because they can both shoot. You know, they're not knockdown 3-point shooters, but
Yeah.
hey man,
They
it's
just-
possible.
The Celtics need shooters because at the end of the day, in the bubble, look how poorly they shot.
Yeah.
In Toronto, against Toronto. I know they won the series, but they shot terrible. Terrible.
So
And that's eventually what made them lose, right? Just shooting on general. So if they can fill that gap, Myles Turner
Like
gap.
look
and
at
that big
look at the
gap.
success the Heat had
Right.
firing the ball. It was
But if
that
we
was, that was the thing that could have won them the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
right.
Shooting.
If we could find a rebounder though, like because Tice sucks. He's
well,
short.
that's what Myles Turner would be.
Exactly. And that would be perfect
I
because
think-
don't you dare disrespect Tice.
he's just short.
I love
okay?
that man
He's-
more
he's-
than
He's a
anything.
great he's
He
a
is
character.
The
I know.
epitome of a Celtics hard-nosed basketball player. And if
I don't
you
mind
don't
him on the
agree with
bench.
me, you're just wrong.
No, I would love him off the bench.
Tice,
I would like him off the bench.
Zimbabwe bomber.
They need Jesus. They need they need a Myles Turner and they need a scorer and like some depth at point guard on the bench.
Yeah, and I think Jeff T would be perfect.
I
like
think
you
I think
said.
you get Jeff Teague, right? If you don't get Oladipo, if you come away with Jeff Teague, Serge Ibaka, and Myles Turner, great offseason. And
Best
if you
Boston
can
offseason in a
somehow
long time.
if you can somehow keep Marcus Smart, and let's say you trade those 3 picks for the 6th overall, and that's what gets you Myles Turner. If you can keep Marcus Smart, and that's your second unit, you got Jeff Teague, you got Marcus Smart, Ibaka. Right? Obviously, you're gonna probably have to trade guys like Langford and
Fine.
Semi Ojale and stuff. Like
Fine.
you're gonna have to ship them off for draft picks 2 years from now. Who cares?
Semi a bitch.
But
I
think-
hate Semi Ojeleye so
Why?
much.
Why
think
do you
can
hate
get
him?
that.
I feel like
I don't like him
feel
either,
like-
but I just
okay.
wanted
So
to
my
know.
thing with Semi is he is just he can only play defense
Yeah.
and then hit the occasional like wing three.
That's
And that's
I mean,
about it.
but man, like you just look at it and it's like that's the guy you get when you're strapped for cap and you need like the 8th or 9th guy.
Yeah.
The Celtics right now have a lot of flexibility, and I think that that's what they have to do. If they can come away with Ibaka, Myles Turner, Jeff Teague, and keep Smart, I'm happy. As long
I
as
agree.
Smart
I think that would be
understands, like you're
fantastic.
the second unit guy, like I'm perfect. If the first unit is Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Ibaka, and Turner, and then you tell Marcus Smart and Jeff Teague, like you guys have the second unit. These are your minutes.
Then
That's an electric second
That's
unit.
a scary second unit.
very scary
Right.
second unit.
So I think those are possibilities. I think it really obviously depends on what Jeff Teague's. I don't think Jeff Teague's going to demand top dollar, to be honest. But
Do you think Boston, like Boston being Boston, would like have these guys? Say Kemba stays, right?
yeah,
Do you think Boston being Boston, like, will have an effect of like coming into free agency, like we've seen in the past with the Celtics?
I still think it will. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
people don't come
It's-
here. It's just that's
yeah.
what it is.
it's a fact. People don't come here unless it's
You don't
it's like
go-
the situation with like Ennis Cantor. It's like there was a team that wanted them, and it just so happened to be us. And I think that's the reason why.
And I think Kemba came here because of almost the same thing. I think there wasn't many suitors for him.
Yeah, and he wanted to come here and be like,
and
well,
Gordon
I'm gonna go to
Hayward.
Boston.
Gordon
I'm gonna
Hayward
prove
was a
that shit.
lock.
Yeah, he wanted to come with Brad.
Al Horford was like a shot in the dark. Like we were lucky to get him at that point. But
I hate Al Horford.
you have to look at the team and stuff with Boston. Like
Very
it's not
average,
even it's
Al.
not even just Boston. It's in the NBA. If you're not LA, if you're not Miami, right? If you're not
The fans
Houston,
are racist.
right? True. If you're not Houston, LA,
people don't come
Miami, people are not going to come. They want to go to big cities. That's what these players want. It's a player-driven league. It's not, oh, I really like your program, San Antonio and Greg Popovich, like how it would be in the NFL. It's like, no, like I want to go where there's
that's not
beaches
how that works
and
anymore.
it's 80 degrees all the time, and where they can like snort cocaine off of their teammates. Like that's what they want to do. Like,
I don't want to go to I have a feeling most NBA players don't want to go to a place where the cold hurts their face. Like,
right. You think teams want to go to Minnesota or Milwaukee? No.
No.
Yeah.
That's why Giannis wants
Pistons.
to leave.
No, nobody wants to go to the Pistons. Like,
well, I feel
Blake
like
stuck there.
I feel like we've been going on about this for a little while. NBA draft's going to be exciting. Before we move on, I just want to say congratulations to Paul George. Today he got engaged.
Yeah.
And his wife got a ring before him. So now,
do you see the picture of him kissing the PS4, and then Anthony Davis like put the picture of him kissing the Larry O'Brien?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
It's perfect.
No,
but yeah,
I agree with that. Also, I want to shout out to Ken from Sunnyside for winning the fan challenge with our pickems, because I think we're gonna do our pickems first before we get into our Patriots game talk.
I'm down.
But yeah, so this week, Brady, you want to let us know who the fan of the week is before we get into these?
Yes, this week we have the one and only Antonio Cali.
Nice.
We have the GOAT.
Nice.
He's a great kid. I've known him for a while, and I'm really happy he's starting to follow the pod. And you know, if he beats us this week, it'll be 2 fans in a row taking us down, and that's not ideal.
And that's on us though.
That's on us. That's completely on us. Me and Bobby were right there.
Yeah,
listen,
Cameron.
I'm just gonna say I made some fatal mistakes. I went for some shots in the dark. I hit on some shots in the dark, but just didn't work out for me.
Mm-hmm.
So this week, the first game of the week, at the Thursday night game,
which is starting in like 7 minutes.
Love that.
Awesome. We always time this perfectly.
Tennessee and the Colts. So me and the fan of the week are the smart ones here. We took the Tennessee Titans. And I feel that the Colts have an extremely good defense, but not enough of a defense to stop Tractor Cito.
Okay. Obviously, me and Bobby have the Colts. By the way, Brady, let's have everybody read their own picks and tell us why.
Buddy, all I want to say.
You're giving it away.
Don't crack another beverage.
Don't say me and the fan are the only ones who picked the Titans. That gives it away.
Me and the fan are the only smart one. That's all I wanted to say.
You should say I picked the Titans. Then Bobby goes. Then I go. And then we say, and the fan of the week picked.
Brady, I think it was fine.
Thank you, Bobby. God damn it.
Ruins the suspense.
Fine, Cam. We'll do it your way.
You keep acting like that. You're gonna be out of showbiz and on the streets. All right. You're gonna hit the curb, guy. All right.
Rocks.
Well, obviously, me and Bobby have the Colts. Bobby, you want to go into why you picked the Colts tonight?
I needed a minute. No, I mean, I honestly just think Ryan Tannehill is not going to have a good day today.
Fair enough.
So I went with the Colts, and I think Phil Rivers needs to make a statement.
I have the Colts strictly because of their defense.
No, you don't.
I think the Colts defense has played amazing this year. I just think they're going to have an answer for the outside receivers, and obviously you're not going to stop Derrick Henry, but I think Tannehill's going to have a tough time against their, they're going to be a very one-dimensional team this game, and unless Derrick Henry goes off for like 250 yards, I think
which
it's going to be
will.
tough. He probably could, but I have the Colts in this
500 and we'll be like, oh, that's just Derrick Henry.
So the next game, we have the Texans versus the Browns. Bobby, you want to go first?
Not really, but I will. I went with Deshaun Watson because
Nice.
Deshaun Watson. That's
Fair enough.
That's
Okay.
why.
That's about it.
Brady,
All
what
right.
about you?
I went with the Browns. I feel that I feel as if that Baker is going to go out. He's going to have his just enough of an average game to beat one of the worst teams
And Nick
in
Chubb's
football. Nick Chubb.
Chubb.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Nick Chubb's back.
Yeah, he's back this week, and he
Massive.
reports out of camp is he looks good to go, and he's been healthy for a couple weeks. So it's
That's
basically
massive. That's
yeah.
huge. So they've been resting him up too.
right.
So they're gonna have that two-headed monster in the backfield again.
Yeah,
I have
and
now
I think the Texans
even
just
more
suck.
confidence. Texans do suck. That game with the Jaguars, that was just horrible. Jake. Oh, by the way, Jake Luton is better than Gardner Minshew. We'll get to that later.
I agree now after watching both of them. Yeah. I've put the done chain on my Gardner Minshew take. So
Oh.
Yes!
Wow.
I win! I win!
Wait, say that again, Cameron.
Say it again. I want to hear it.
Say
Give it to me.
Cameron Garrity.
Cameron Garrity put the done chain on Gardner
I
Minshew.
can win.
Yep,
Already
yep.
put the done chain on Gardner Minshew the second, who is actually not the second, and his name
Yeah!
in Jacksonville. Asterisk.
Oh, okay. I'll put a check mark for me
Because
there.
the reason I say that is because I think there's going to be some teams,
When he's on the New England Patriots next year, things are going to be
I think there's going to be some teams that actually might take a chance on him, and it might look better in some teams. I don't know. We have to
The
see
Giants.
because I think they're going to I think they're going to draft a quarterback and they're going to ship him somewhere. And then
Fair
our
enough.
fan of the week had the Browns. We're not going to speak for our fans of why they picked. We're just going to read them. The next game, Lions and Washington. Bobby, start us off.
Why do you keep making me
Because
start off?
you're on the left-hand side of the graphic.
Oh, okay.
Where it's
Well,
not Arabic here. We
I
read
went
left
with.
to right.
Well, no, I had to look at my picks. You're making me do two things at once. Mamma
You
mia.
look at your picture, you pull up the picture and go, I got the Lions.
I know,
Like,
but
that's literally all you
What
have to do.
picture
You're
is
welcome,
that?
Bobby. I said it.
that's it.
Come on, Bob.
All right.
Tell
No,
us why you
Brady
got the
said
Lions.
it.
All
Come on,
right.
tell us why you
Move
have the
on.
Lions. Tell us why you have the Lions, Bobby.
I was so nice to all of you today.
I
and
love you.
Now you're just.
You know I love you.
Nope. Matthew Stafford. That's why.
Deshaun Watson. Matthew Stafford. We got it.
Philip Rivers.
All right. Well, if it's gonna go over to me on that, I feel like Alex Smith could only do so much last week, and that was against the Giants. He threw for 300 something yards and still managed to throw 3 picks.
Yeah.
Do I think that Alex Smith is done? No. Do I think that the Washington football team will win this game? No. Throw it.
Yeah, I got my Lions in this. I think Washington.
My Lions? I
Yeah.
didn't know you owned them.
Yeah, I do.
He
The Lions.
talks about it every week.
Yeah, we got
That's true.
we got
I talk
Stafford.
about BYU.
I keep talking about DeAndre Swift. I mean, he obviously didn't score a touchdown, but he had a couple of big runs in that game.
Mm-hmm.
They had an unfortunate matchup against the Vikings. Dalvin Cook's been literally cooking, and the Lions just have and Matthew Stafford's back with a full week of practice. So
Full week.
he didn't play last week with any practice, and they almost came ahead of that game.
Yep.
I mean, it kind of fell apart towards the end, but they yeah. So, and our fan had Washington, so that will be an interesting game to see. I think
that's a kicker game right there. Like that.
I think it's close though. I don't think it's like a blowout game type.
I
pick.
agree.
I think it's a
gonna
close
be
game. I just have the Lions.
But that's a big thing right there. Like the reason why Ken won last week is we all had the Bucks.
Yep.
And he had the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be another one of those trick games right there.
It can.
Yeah.
Next week we have the Packers.
Do we even need to talk about this?
We don't
one?
need to talk about this. We all picked
No.
the Packers.
If I'll say it right now on air, if the Green Bay Packers lose this game, I will buy a Jake Luton jersey.
Perfect.
If the Packers lose this game, you have to get. Never mind. Just yeah.
I will 100%.
I was gonna.
I'm staring at the camera right now, and I'm telling you, if the Packers lose this game, I will buy a Jake Luton jersey.
No, you should buy a special teamers jersey. Show us how confident you are.
Probably don't even sell those.
Yeah, they do. You go to
Long
DH
snapper.
Gate. You can get any player.
not going to DHP.
Yeah, you are.
Get it from China. It's not gonna come here, but I'm gonna get COVID on my jersey.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we all have the Packers. Next
Yeah.
game is the Eagles Giants.
Yeah. This is another kicker game here, boys.
Bobby, what do you got?
I got the Eagles because I don't know why. Because the
Carson
Giants.
Wentz.
This whole division. The division just sucks.
This division's horrible.
Yeah.
I wish this division didn't even exist.
Oh my
Like
God,
this is just
yeah.
horrible.
Well, I can't even say Carson Wentz because he sucks.
No.
He's all right.
What?
I don't think he's.
Carson Wentz is throwing to me out there.
That's true.
Like he's throwing to me, you, and
Very
Cam.
true.
We're starting receiving core right
It's
now.
worse. It's worse than.
All right,
the
I'll
Patriots.
give him some credit. You're right.
Yeah, what the hell? Carson Wentz is throwing to the three of us out
Imagine
there.
if you had Jacoby Meyer. You'd be going off.
I mean, hey,
Just one
Carson
Meyer.
Wentz to
Travis
New England.
Fulgham.
Just one of the
Travis
Myers.
Fulgham. Unreal.
Jacoby Meyer. Just one of them.
Just one of them. Yeah, so I have the Eagles. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I think their defense is going to be able to stop Danny Dimes. I think Carson Wentz is going to light them up. I don't know. I feel like that's just a confident game, and I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, I have them. I have the Eagles as well. Sorry. The reason I have the Eagles in this game is simple. I just think Daniel Jones is an awful quarterback.
Awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
He's awful.
I think he's all right.
He's awful.
Mitch
He is
Trubisky's
averaging
awful.
He is Mitch Trubisky level. I think you give him one more year and they are done with him after next season.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very strong.
He's not a good
Unless
quarterback.
he turns it around.
I think
So Danny Dimes' experiment is on the fringe.
Right. He's not a good quarterback. Carson Wentz is doing everything in his power to give the Eagles any types of wins.
Yeah.
They're banged up, but I think it's an easy win for them, to be honest. I think it's going to be close. I think it's just an easier win for them.
And our fan, Callie, coming in
Picking the
again
Giants.
with the Giants. Another 3-on-1 pick.
This week could be interesting.
This week could be real interesting or real bad for you.
I think,
So
if I'm actually not mistaken, there's only one game where it was a 2-2 split. Everything else was either 4-0 or 3-1.
that's awesome.
Every other game we picked. And it's like
actually
it's
so
not
great.
just the fan either. Like it's like one maybe I picked somebody that they didn't. Bobby picked somebody that we all didn't.
There's
So-
there's only one 2-2 split.
Yep, and it's the game tonight.
It's a Thursday night game.
Yep.
That's wild. That's
So this could
actually
be
crazy.
come down to like the wire for a lot.
Yes, this is gonna be insane.
All
All
right.
right, so then the next one, I feel like I already talked about this one.
The Bucks.
Yeah.
Tom Brady is going to take his peen
Yeah.
and shove
Wipe
it
it.
down the Panther's throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a game after how he played. It's one of
And
those.
CMC is out again.
Yeah. It's one of those. Are you kidding me? Like, why did I just like how bad he
Yeah.
played?
He doesn't let that.
I
happen.
think Gronk's gonna have like 2 touchdowns, 6.
I think
touchdowns.
AB is gonna score.
I think AB's
AB
gonna
will
have
score.
like
Yeah, like I
6.
think Brady will throw like 5 touchdowns. in this
AB
game.
will score, but that one's an easy one. The fan even had it.
Yep.
And then the next one, you got the Broncos Raiders.
Poor Billy.
Interesting.
Bobby, start us off.
I went with the Raiders because I think Derek Carr.
Derek Carr is just great.
Bobby's just going down the list. He's like, who's the quarterback?
No. Is Josh Jacobs out or is he in?
No, he's. I think he's good.
I don't know if he was hurt.
No, I think he's
gonna
good
have
again.
look for him to have a big week.
All right, fair enough. Well, I am the only. Billy Russo's not happy with me right now. Billy, if you're listening to this, you know I love you. But I picked the Denver Broncos, and the reason why I picked the Denver Broncos was last week was Jerry Judy's "I'm Here" party, and I'm not going anywhere party. Even though it was against a beat up Falcons team, some of the routes that Judy was running
Reminds me a
were
little of Julio.
poetic. Like, did you see the deep route? He faked
Yeah.
the deep route.
Yeah.
He's sprinting. He's beating this man downfield, and he starts waving, and then he just cuts. And he, like, I was like, I'd have my feelings hurt. I
Everybody,
wouldn't be able to stand after that.
Everybody was saying it ahead of the draft. He's the best route runner that they've seen in ages. He
I think
reminds people
he's
a
the
lot of Julio.
best route run I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Already?
He had. I think so. He has.
Yeah.
At Bama, the kid has wheels and he has some of the best feet I've ever seen.
Get him a quarterback.
I like Drew Lock.
Drew
I
Lock?
like Drew Lock a lot. Drew
kid's
not
Lock
always
has
playing.
swag.
Not always playing.
Drew Lock has the swagger, buddy. You see
Yeah,
that?
if he can play to what Elway thinks he is, then that's what I mean. Get him.
I mean,
didn't
hey,
say,
I trust
didn't
Zach
say-
Elway.
Wilson to Denver.
I did not say get him a new quarterback. I just said get him a quarterback, which means you better step your shit up, Drew.
Oh,
Lock.
so get him to the Patriots so Cam Newton can play with him.
Right, sure.
Basically.
Yeah, I guess
I'd
so.
like that. I mean, if they want to give him to us, that's fine.
Science. That's how that works.
Yeah, that's how that works. All right, Cam, you're up.
I picked the Raiders. As bad as the Raiders' defense is, and as good as the Broncos' wide receiver core is, even without Cortland Sutton, I just think Drew Lock is having some growing pains with this team. Melvin Gordon's having some growing pains with this team. Even Philip Lindsay is not
You're having
Philip
some
Lindsay
growing
right
pains.
now.
I'm having some growing pains.
And
Cam's having
I
some growing
think
pains
the
out of his shirt.
Raiders with Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr, Henry Ruggs, like they have a ton of weapons on the Raiders too, and I think people are so used to the Raiders being the Raiders that they don't want to give them credit for being an actually good offense. Defensively, yeah, they have some issues there. I think this could also be.
But they do have some pretty bright spots on defense. You
I
have
think this
Jonathan
could-
Abrams,
right.
Mad Max, like they're
I
hard
think
hitting.
it could be a shootout for sure.
I think so. I can
I
see
think it
that
could.
happening.
Derek Carr, Drew Lock could be a good game. But I have the Raiders for that reason, and so does our fans. So the next game is the Dolphins and Chargers. Bobby, start us off.
Oh, this is a good one.
Justin
This one's a good one.
Herbert.
I don't say that.
I don't just say the
No.
quarterback's name.
No, listen. Like we've been saying forever, Miami is cursed. And this is the week that the Chargers show the curse is real and they blow them up.
That, you know what, Bobby? I love that sentiment. I love that idea, and for that reason is the reason why I took the Dolphins. Because just as much as the Dolphins are cursed for what they did to our wonderful boy Fitzmagic, I can't even watch a Chargers game anymore. I physically, as a Chargers fan, refuse to turn on my television to watch a Chargers game because I know how it's going to end.
Mm-hmm.
I know how it's going to end. I know it's going to come down to the wire, and either the defense is going to let something up or someone's just not going to score. Let me tell you right now, if Mike Williams didn't die on the second to last play of the game, he's the guy that's catching that fade over anybody in the league. But what do? Oh, you know what? You know what we'll do? We'll send Donald Parham, our third string tight end, the guy that we got from the AAF or whatever the fuck that league was, the AFL, whatever the hell it was, and we'll throw him the fade. Yeah, that'll work, right? Like, no, we won't try to run a streak with Keenan Allen. We don't try to run a goal line thing with our hard-nosed running back. Or maybe Hunter Henry. You don't even want to throw it to Hunter Henry. We want to throw it to the third string guy because that'll throw him off. Burn the coaching staff to the ground. Get them out of there. I loved Anthony Lynn, and now I want him gone. See you later. Dolphins by a fucking 3-point.
I still got Chargers.
So I have the Dolphins, and I have had the Dolphins since the game against the 49ers. I have picked them every single week straight. This will be the 5th week that I'm going to pick them. And I'm going to keep picking them because I honestly think that they could finish the season going 11-5 based on their schedule.
They're really good.
They have the Chargers. Tua looks good, first of all.
Tua did look good last week.
Tua looks good.
That first game was a growing game for him. He only had about 90 yards, and then he doubled that by putting up 290.
He battled Kyler. That was a good battle. He answered when he needed to. So this is why I think they can go 11-5. They have the Chargers, right? They have the Broncos, the Jets, the Bengals, right? That's 4 games that they should easily win, in my opinion, right? Then you have the Chiefs, probably going to lose that game. You have the
Cam, you didn't put the Bills on the graphic.
You didn't put the Bills on the graphic.
Who are the Bills playing?
They play the Cardinals.
Oh.
I literally just got an Instagram message from from someone from my town and said, "Where's the Bills game?"
Oh,
And
yeah.
didn't even
I knew I forgot one.
realize- I didn't even realize it was gone.
Oh, whatever.
All right. So
But
we all
anyway,
forgot.
continuing, they have the Dolphins. They have the they have the Broncos, Chargers, Jets, Bengals. That's 4 wins that they can get. Probably going to lose to the Chiefs. I think they can beat the Patriots at the end of the season. Probably lose to the Bills, and they'll probably beat the Raiders, and they
We
can
already
finish
beat
11-5.
them once, and we'll lose to them again because
Yeah,
we just
I
figure out how
think
to
based
do
on
that.
their schedule, the Dolphins could finish 11-5. So we're gonna do that game once we get to the end because I knew I was forgetting something because I looked at the graphic and I was like, this looks a little light this week. A couple of bye weeks. Yeah. So I have the Dolphins and the fan has the Dolphins. We got the Steelers game next.
Yeah. So we could just say it. We all have the Steelers.
Yeah.
We all have the Steelers.
I feel like that one is a little self-explanatory. Even if Big Ben doesn't play, I just think that Mason Rudolph can do just enough.
I agree.
Hold
That's
on.
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
So I blame this on myself. But
That's not a
in
first.
this game, I have the Cardinals.
What
We'll
did
do
I have?
Cardinals.
Did I have the Cardinals?
No, we didn't put anything. Cardinals
We didn't
Bills.
put anything.
That's the game we forgot.
Oh,
I have
Okay.
the Cardinals.
wait, didn't I send it to you, or did I not send it to you?
No. None of us sent those. I'm pretty sure, unless
I didn't. I totally.
because I sent you guys the thing. For some reason, I skipped over when Callie sent it. So I didn't he sent it to me, but I for some reason skipped over that one game. So I made the graphic based on his picks first, and then I did mine, then I did yours.
You silly boy.
Yeah.
Kelly, you silly man. Okay.
No, he
well-
put it on there. He put it on there. I skipped it over. He has the Bills in this game.
Oh, Cam, you silly man.
Yeah, I just said it was my fault.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take the Bills. I'm also gonna go with that. I think that after last week, Josh Allen, I hate to say it, Josh Allen made me a believer in Josh Allen. There we go. Fine. God damn it. I hated to say that, and for the people that know I hate Josh Allen and I think he's an absolute fraud, you heard me say it. I think Josh Allen is okay at football. So you said it.
Cam, you want to go?
I have the Cardinals. I already said it.
Oh, okay.
And who did Callie have?
Buffalo.
He had the Bills, I believe.
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals because I think Kyler Murray can't. He'll have a game.
He had the Bills. Yep, Kelly had the Bills.
He'll have a game against that defense.
And you both had the Cardinals?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm putting it in the comments right now.
Word.
Silly
Want to do
boy.
the next game?
Yeah, so the next game is going to be, drumroll please, the Seattle Seahawks and the LA Rams. Bobby, start us off with who you got.
Well, I got Seattle because, first of all, they're not going to lose 2 games in a row, right? That's not going to happen.
Russell Wilson's not going to play that way 2 games in a row
Right.
either.
Straight up, Russell Wilson will not let that happen. So I got the Seahawks.
All right, fair enough. I am going with the Rams. I'm taking the Rams because of their defense. I think that them coming off a bye week is a good rest for them. I think that they needed this rest. Currently sitting at 5-3. They need this win if they want to take over the division. I'm pretty sure. Would that put them in first?
The Rams?
Yeah, that would put them in first in the division, right? Because they'll have the tie break.
So the Rams, if they won, they would go to 6-3. If the Cardinals won, though, I don't have the Cardinals.
They'll go to 6-3, but I don't think they played yet.
Have the Cardinals and Rams played? Are you sure?
I don't know.
Let me check.
Go back and look. I think the Rams.
They have not. So
Yeah,
they play
so-
in 2 weeks. So that would
so-
be an important tiebreaker game for both
Yeah.
of them if they win that.
So I think the Rams want that win. I think they're going to go in, and I think they're going to take that
Who
one
do the Niners play this?
to the house. Cam.
Who did the Niners? Oh, Niners play the Saints, right? Yeah. So I have the Seahawks in this game. I don't think Russell Wilson is going to have the type of game that he had last week. I think this is a statement game. He wants to win the MVP. I think he should win the MVP, and I think the only way he could do that is if he beats a very formidable division opponent in the Rams with that defense. I think if he can torch them, I think it really solidifies for the Seahawks. Just looking at their remaining games, I know this is not really important right now. But they got the Rams, then they have the Cardinals, that important game we talked about. And then they have the Eagles, Giants, Jets, Washington, and then they play the Rams and 49ers again. Yeah. So this is a big statement game because he doesn't really have another test until they play the Rams again in week 16.
Yeah, exactly. Just everybody's reminder that the Jets aren't playing this week, but that doesn't stop you from the fact to know that Joe Flacco is elite. He is the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
You saw him in that absolute quarterback duel with Cam Newton, throwing for 293 yards.
That man throws dimes.
He has a great jawline, big arm. He is an NFL
underrated.
He is an NFL winner of the ring words.
Yeah. But back to my quick point. The fan also had Seahawks. But like I said, the Seahawks have the Rams and Cardinals, 2 important tests, and then they have like dumpster fires the rest of the way, except the week 16 against the Rams. Mm-hmm. So this is an important game. If Russell Wilson loses this, I think it might taint their chances to make the playoffs, but also his MVP status. Mm-hmm. I think because there are some players that are.
I think that Russ can't win the MVP with 5 losses. I think if they hit 5 losses,
who's going to win it?
MVP.
You think Tommy Boy could do it, or not after last week?
I think he still can.
Aaron Rodgers can still win it.
I think Josh Allen. Dalvin Cook is a stud. And that it doesn't even matter if that team doesn't even go to the. I think that's the complete difference. I think that like Russ can't lose 5 games, but Dalvin Cook can lose as many games as he wants. If Dalvin Cook is putting up 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns a game, and on a loss, then he is the most valuable player in the league.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that just proves how valuable he is. Like that's like my argument with James Harden or LeBron. That's how valuable they are.
Yeah.
Like, but there's that.
So we got the Saints and 49ers in the next game. I don't think we really need to talk too much about this. We all have the Saints.
Across the board.
This is. I would be very shocked if the 49ers actually came and won this game. I think Brandon Ayuk's going to have a great game. But I think other than that, the 49ers are going to get destroyed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if the Saints feel like playing they did last week, nobody's going to beat them.
Yeah.
Ever.
Okay, so now we have the Sunday night Ravens and Patriots. Bobby, start us off.
Well, I think I have to go with the hometown, and I think I am going with the Ravens.
Okay.
Because
Lamar Jackson.
Here's the thing.
No, Bobby, he's the running back.
No, here's the thing. Listen. If I bet against the Patriots, maybe they'll show up.
So you're using my logic from last week about the Chargers.
That didn't work.
That didn't work.
But hey, listen, this might actually work because first of all, the Patriots are playing the Ravens, right?
And they always find a way.
And they always find a way.
Let's kill the bug.
I think
call me Mr. Miyagi.
Baltimore,
like Mr.
New England, always has good games. I'm going Baltimore. Cam Newton, please prove me wrong.
Brady?
I'm going with Baltimore. I feel like I want to say it's going to be a close game. I really do want to say it's going to be a close game, but I don't think it's going to be. I think that Lamar is too fast for our defense, even though we've kind of tried to focus on speed, like for our edge and everything like that. I think that Lamar is going to be able to have a game. I feel like he's going to be able to run. And the moment that he gets out of the pocket and the moment that he is able to move is when he'll beat us with the pass. And that's why I got to go with the Ravens. It hurts. It does. It hurts to go against the Patriots 2 out of the last 3 weeks. But I gotta do it.
Mm.
Gotta go Ravens.
So I am actually going with the Patriots, and the reason I'm saying this is not because I'm a Patriots fan, purely based on the pickems.
Yes, it is.
I think that the people don't realize that the Ravens are not as good as their record is showing right now.
I can agree
Lamar
with
is
that.
not playing as good as he is right now. Although the Patriots have one of the worst rush defenses in the league, the Ravens don't really have a good rush offense outside of Lamar Jackson, and the Patriots have been shown to be pretty good against quarterbacks that can run this year, right? The only time we've been getting run over is when we actually facing good running backs. I think that the Patriots have been doing a good job containing quarterbacks that can run out. And I think that Lamar Jackson, the Patriots, didn't have an answer for him last year when we played him, but I think they do this year. And I think a lot of the league, if the other Bobo teams can figure out Lamar Jackson, I think Bill Belichick can figure out Lamar Jackson. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Cam Newton plays a little bit better. You know, he's starting to progress.
Now that Jacoby Myers is being like, you know what? I'm the guy.
I'm gonna
fuck you, Nikhil Harry.
I think I am N'Keal Harry.
Isaiah Ford's gonna be playing this week.
Oh, I'm actually excited for him.
So I just think
very
it's
excited
exciting.
for
I think
Isaiah
it's a very it's my under the radar game of the week. I think it's gonna be a lot closer, not because I'm a Patriots fan, and not because I want it to be. I think out of all the other games here, I think this could be the closest game, the most entertaining Sunday night football. Could be a good game. I think the Patriots have an answer for Lamar Jackson, and I have.
It's either going to be really entertaining or a blowout. There's no in between.
Yeah, and I could just be completely wrong, but it's fine. And the fan has also picked the Ravens, so I am the only one that is going for the Patriots this week. So this could be a swing game as the later stages. I'm not going to update the graphic on Instagram, so I just put it in the comments because I'm too lazy to, but we'll remember. And then the next game is we have the Vikings and Bears. Bobby, start us off.
I have the Vikings because honestly, Dalvin Cook. I said it last week, and I told Brady last week. Kirk Cousins is bad.
I win again. I won again. I did it again.
Dalvin Cook will win this game.
Dalvin Cook, good.
He will win this game.
So Brady, before we get to your pick, are you loosening up the done chain a little bit on the Patriots? Not completely done, but are you giving a little leeway?
No.
They have to win this week for me.
I'm not loosening the dun chain.
I will loosen mine.
Once
if they
I
win
put
this
the
week.
dun chain on, the dun chain is on.
Now let me ask you this: this is impossible, right? Well, not impossible, but let's say they surprise us and win the next 2 weeks, and they're 5-5. Could they finish 9-7? I don't think they're going to make the playoffs because I think the Dolphins and Bills will both be 11-5.
Yeah, but what if we beat both of them?
I don't think we're going to.
But if we beat Miami, we have that series division.
If we win out, we would be 11-5.
Yeah,
and that would include them not being 11-5. So they'd probably be like 10-6, 9-7.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Dolphins and Bills are going to lose all their games and we're going to win out. That's basically.
I mean, Josh Allen could tear his ACL and be done.
I mean, that could happen for anybody, though.
Did you say Josh Allen?
Yeah.
No, I said Josh Allen.
Oh, I don't think you did.
No, it just came out very weird.
Anyway, Brady, tell us.
Arian. Sick Bills.
All right.
Kick rocks.
Okay, Brady. All right, your pick, please.
Yikes.
That's the title of the video.
What?
Yikes.
Sick Bills.
I hate both of you.
You're going to get shut down.
If we ever get canceled yet, we won't get canceled now. We have a loyal fan base full of great people.
Yeah, it's what freedom of speech is, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I could be a Nazi if I wanted to.
Okay, come on, dude. Let's go down this rabbit hole, please.
All right.
I got Minnesota. I got St. Paul. Got the Minnesotas. I'm gonna go.
Eh?
I think Dalvin Cook is gonna have a great game. I think it's gonna be close though. I actually do legitimately think that this is gonna be a really good Monday night game. Mostly because I think that Bears defense is very legit. I think that Nick Foles is going to have to try to prove something, and this might be the game that he might try to just go out and make a statement. But I'm still going to go out and say that Justin Jefferson is going to score and Dalvin Cook is going to score.
Can I just say this off topic. I need to say it because I think it needs to be brought to light because it just does. Real quick, off topic. Tiger Woods had a good round one.
Great round one.
That's never happened.
Great round one. He's never had a great round one.
I just think I needed to point that out before the episode
I
ended.
agree.
I almost put money on him before the day started too.
Never in his life has he had a better round than he had today.
I'm dead serious.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about more next week.
I almost put like $50 on him today.
Ridiculous this week. I mean today. Just like every single shot he needed to hit, he would hit. It was unbelievable. Great round of golf today.
So to round off the pick'em, I have the Vikings, and I think it's going to be an ugly quarterback duel. I think Kirk Cousins is going to throw 3 picks and have 4 touchdowns, and Nick Foles is going to throw 2 picks with 4 touchdowns. It's going to be an awful game.
You put too much faith in Kirk Cousins.
And
you put a lot of faith in Kirk Cousins.
That's
so
coming
maybe
from
5
me.
picks. Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be like I think it's going to be turnover heavy, low scoring, and it's going to come down to like Dalvin Cook running the ball and running the timeout. So I have the Vikings, and the fan has the Bears. The only person this week with the Bears.
Callie, it's a swing week for you, buddy.
So, yeah,
if you can pull a shirt out, then it's looking good for you.
Yeah, if we have back-to-back shirts, we got to rethink our
strategy
with how we pick our teams.
If we're gonna talk about the pick'em, if we're gonna talk about disappointment, then we're gonna talk about Brady's bad bets really quick. They were really bad. They were really bad.
Hey, at least you put it in the title.
Yeah, it was in the title, so
it's your fault for clicking.
I got 1 win out of all the bets that I put.
Wow.
And I almost didn't get 1 win.
So are you saying the episode is what not to do? Basically, these picks I'm doing, don't do any of these. If you do anything else, you're
Brady's
fine.
bad picks.
Not yet, because this week I'm coming in hot.
All right.
So
that's true because Brady usually always has a good week. The next week,
the week after I do bad, I'll usually even out.
We still have to do the draft episode too.
Exactly, I agree. But here's the thing that fucked me. You ready for this one? This one's bad. I got Travis Kelce scoring at any time. He had 8 receptions for 150 yards. You're going to tell me the tight end had 150 yards and didn't score?
Yeah, because he's a
Chase
wide receiver.
Claypool didn't score. I had him. Like, how are you going to tell me?
Because he's a wide receiver.
How are you gonna tell me right now that didn't happen? I'm mad. So
I don't know. Brady, end us off with the joke of the week.
Yeah, so this one is kind of out of a personal experience. So I was working at a bar this weekend, and a ham sandwich seemed to walk in, and he tried to order a beer, and I told him that we didn't serve food here.
That was good. That was the best one yet. Oh, that was good.